Google just released its answer to ChatGPT this week by releasing early access testing for an AI chatbot of its own called Bard. Bard is a large language model AI platform just like ChatGPT, and it's Google's response to the threat being posed to it by OpenAI and Microsoft's AI powered search results. By all accounts, Google has been frantically trying to catch up to OpenAI and Microsoft ever since ChatGPT's release a few months ago. The situation is so serious that Google's CEO reportedly declared a code red internally because of ChatGPT's release, and brought Google's original founders Larry Page and Sergey Brin out of retirement to help with the situation. After Microsoft announced that it would be integrating OpenAI's GPT powered artificial intelligence into its Bing search engine, Google scrambled to respond with an AI tool of its own. After Microsoft's announcement, Google began to panic and rushed out an announcement for Bard immediately after in a promotional video of their own. But this announcement did not go well for Google to say the least. Their promotional video actually showed Bard giving an incorrect answer to a question that was asked in the video. When Bard was asked to give an answer to the question, "What new discoveries from the James Webb Space Telescope can I tell my 9-year-old about?" Google's video then showed Bard giving 3 bullet points as an answer, with one of the bullets claiming that the telescope took the very first pictures of a planet outside of our own solar system. But people very quickly pointed out that Bard's answer to this question was completely wrong. The first image had actually been taken in 2004 by the European Southern Observatory's Very Large Telescope. This mistake by Bard caused Google stock to lose over $100 billion of its market value in a single day, as investors' worst fears were confirmed, as it appeared that Google was behind in the artificial intelligence race and caught off guard by Microsoft and OpenAI. In Google's hurry to answer back to OpenAI and Microsoft with an AI chatbot of their own, they had actually showcased the technology making a mistake in its very first public presentation to the world, and Google stock fell fast in response. The reason that investors are so worried about Google's current position in the artificial intelligence landscape is that AI tools like ChatGPT potentially pose an existential threat to Google. Google is in the business of delivering information through search. That's their core offering, and it's the tool that makes the company most of its money. But ever since ChatGPT's release, many people are now wondering if search engines like Google could eventually be replaced by AI chatbots. The reasoning behind this thinking is that instead of people needing to browse search results to find information and answers to the topics that they want to know more about, AI chatbots in the future may just be able to give answers directly to a user without them ever needing to click into search results at all. And that's a big problem for Google because they are the company that stands to lose the most from disruptions in the search engine market. This is because Google is absolutely dominant at the moment in the search engine space and is estimated to control over 90% of the market share for search engine queries. There's not much more that they could possibly gain in this market, and they stand to lose everything if they fall behind in this space. Because Google is so dominant with search, Microsoft is looking to use this AI opportunity to take market share from them through their partnership with OpenAI. Microsoft has integrated OpenAI's technology into Bing directly, so that users can now chat directly with Bing to get summaries of search results, direct answers to questions, and creative ideas. These new Bing features are available now in early access, and Microsoft is hoping to gain market share from Google now, while Google is still playing catch up. But now that Google has released Bard to the public for early access testing, people have been able to use Bard and compare it directly with ChatGPT and Bing. And by most accounts, early testers seem to think that Bard performs worse than ChatGPT and that OpenAI and Microsoft still have an edge over Google. Interestingly, Bard and ChatGPT were tested with a word puzzle, and while ChatGPT had a 96% success rate at the puzzle, Bard's success rate was 0%. Obviously, this is not a good look for Google, and goes to show that the company still has a lot of catching up to do if they want to be competitive in the artificial intelligence space. But part of what makes Google's position even more difficult is that while it's being forced by Microsoft and OpenAI to advance its use of AI in search, it might not even be the best direction for Google in the long run. The vast majority of Google's revenue comes from search ads, where advertisers bid money to have their advertisements appear at the top of Google search results for particular search terms. But if AI generated content in search engines begins to replace traditional search results, this could potentially pose a problem for Google's advertising revenues. After all, how is Google going to sell advertising space in search results if people eventually start to bypass search results completely? They could potentially place ads in AI generated content, but if they let advertisers bid for space in AI generated content, it may create a poor user experience that will drive people to its competitors. This problem poses a major dilemma for Google because they are essentially being forced by their competitors to build AI tools that might be a threat to their own primary source of revenue at the moment. But that's not the only problem that AI poses to Google's business. Another one of the more overlooked aspects of the artificial intelligence race is just how expensive the AI competition between Google, Microsoft, and OpenAI is. OpenAI's CEO Sam Altman has admitted that the computing costs to run AI models like ChatGPT are astronomical, with each single conversation costing multiple cents. If you multiply that by the millions of people that are having conversations with these AI chatbots every single day, you can quickly see how the computing costs become extremely expensive here. Exchanges with large language models are estimated to be 10 times as expensive as a normal search result. So, if Google suddenly started to provide AI generated content in all of its search engine queries, its costs could multiply tenfold and add billions of dollars in extra costs for the company. This is one of the major dilemmas facing the use of AI in search right now. It may just simply be too expensive to do it at a widespread scale. Google is estimated to process 40,000 searches every single second and 1.2 trillion searches every year. If you suddenly turn all of those into AI generated responses, the economics become very difficult to support. And those are just the usage costs. That's not even factoring in the increased research and development costs that are associated with developing artificial intelligence systems and products like these. If Google is forced to go in this direction, this problem could pressure Google's profit margins and stock over the next few years depending on how this plays out. Of course, there are plenty of other issues with generative AI as well. These platforms are notorious for giving incorrect answers and just making things up. In a recent development, Bing's chatbot was even incorrectly claiming that Google's Bard chatbot had been shut down. As evidence for this claim, it cited an article that it misinterpreted. And the article that it cites was actually discussing something that Google's Bard chatbot had actually said. This means that Bing's AI chatbot was actually citing Google's AI chatbot in a misinformation loop, which goes to show some of the dangers that AI is creating in terms of misinformation right now. In addition, there are lots of copyright concerns facing large language model AI systems as well, since these AI models are built off of massive amounts of data that is essentially scraped from the internet. The reason these AI chatbots are able to write and answer questions in a way that seems human like is because they are pulling all of this information from scraped articles that were created by real human authors. So, this raises a massive copyright question as well about whether the way AI companies are training their platforms is even legal in the first place, or if they are violating copyright law on a massive scale by using all of this data to build their AI without any sort of licensing or permission at all. For more information on some of the issues and problems facing the artificial intelligence industry, be sure to check out my full video on that topic linked in the info card here. But what are your thoughts on the artificial intelligence race between Google and Microsoft? Do you think that Google's in trouble? Be sure to let me know your thoughts in the comments below, and be sure to subscribe to the channel for more finance content. Thanks.